Okay, so let's pull back the curtain on something pretty amazing. We're about to unlock a super simple, science-backed secret to finally beating that afternoon energy crash. And here's a little hint. It has nothing to do with pouring another cup of coffee. Nope. The real answer is hiding in plain sight, and it's built right into your own body.
You know the feeling, right? We've all been there. You finish a decent lunch, you're expecting to feel refueled, ready to take on the rest of the day, but instead, you just hit a wall. A fog rolls into your brain, you can't focus, and suddenly your eyelids feel like they weigh about 100 pounds each. So, what in the world is actually going on in there?
Well, to really get what's happening, we need to tell a little story. And this story kicks off the very moment you put your fork down after a meal. Just picture this. Inside your body, quietly, invisibly, a powerful flood is starting to rise. Now, this isn't just any old flood we're talking about. This is a sugar flood. And believe it or not, this is the real secret culprit behind why your energy just completely vanishes after you eat. Let's dive into what's actually making up this flood. So, the main character in our story here is something called glucose. It's basically the fuel your body gets from foods like bread, rice, even fruit. After you eat, all this glucose enters your bloodstream and it creates what you can think of as a sugar tide. Now, in a perfect world, this tide would just gently deliver energy everywhere it needs to go. But, well, that's where our story hits a pretty big roadblock. So here's the deal. You've got all this amazing fuel, all this glucose just surging through your system, ready to be used. The problem, and this is really the central conflict of our whole story, is that the doors to the very places this fuel needs to go are locked, like bolted shut. And that is a huge problem. Why? Because your muscles are basically these massive fuel tanks. I mean, they are designed to soak up a staggering 80% of all the glucose from your meal. But if their doors are locked shut, what happens? All that energy has absolutely nowhere to go. Okay, what's so fascinating here is the contrast. It's like night and day. See, after a workout, your muscle gates are thrown wide open, just welcoming all that glucose in. But after a meal, if you just go sit at your desk, those exact same gates are sealed tight. The glucose starts piling up outside, creating this massive traffic jam in your bloodstream. That logjam is what causes the brain fog and that horrible energy slump. Now, your body does have a key for these doors. It's a hormone called insulin. But here's the catch. When those doors are constantly being found locked, that key starts to get, well, rusty. It just doesn't work as well anymore. That's a condition you might have heard of called insulin resistance. But don't you worry, because every great story has a hero.
So, just when it seems like we're all just doomed to this energy roller coaster for the rest of our lives, an unlikely hero emerges. It's a hidden powerhouse that honestly most of us have never even heard of, let alone thought about. I want you to meet the soleus. Yeah, the soleus. It's a pretty small muscle, deep inside your calf. But you do not want to let its size fool you. This little muscle is a metabolic giant. It has this unique superpower. It can just sip on glucose for hours and hours without getting tired like your other big muscles do. And this chart just lays it all out. It illustrates its secret perfectly. I mean, just look at the difference. While you're sitting there, most of your muscles are kind of asleep at the wheel, barely taking in any glucose at all. But the soleus? Whoa, it's in a completely different league, actively pulling that sugar right out of your bloodstream. So how on earth does it do it? Okay, this is where our hero reveals its greatest trick. You see, the soleus, it doesn't need that rusty old insulin key. No, it has its own private entrance, a secret passage, if you will. This secret passage is a mechanism called the GLUT4 pathway. Basically, whenever you contract a muscle, it opens this special door. Think of it like a master key that works on any lock, letting that glucose flood right in to be used as fuel, and it completely bypasses the need for insulin altogether. And you know what the best part is? Activating this hero muscle is ridiculously simple. It's called a soleus push-up, and you can literally do it right now at your desk. You just sit with your feet flat on the floor, and then, keeping your toes on the ground, you just raise your heel, then let it drop. That's it. Seriously, that one simple little movement is enough to open the floodgates. Okay, so the really crucial part of all of this is when you use this superpower. You know, every story has a climax, that critical moment where everything can change. For your metabolism, that moment arrives right after you finish eating. This is your golden window of opportunity. Take a look at this timeline. That sugar tide we talked about, it's at its absolute highest between 10 and 20 minutes after you finish your meal. That's your moment. That's the sweet spot. By doing just a few minutes of these soleus push-ups during this window, you meet that flood head-on. You give all that energy a place to go, and you stop the crash before it even has a chance to start.
So when you start doing this, you're not just dodging an afternoon slump. You are fundamentally changing the end of your daily energy story. You're actually taking control and you're writing an entirely new, healthier chapter for your body. I absolutely love this quote because it just gets right to the heart of it all. This isn't about sweating it out at the gym for an hour. It's just about making a small, intentional choice to work with your body's brilliant design to simply keep the gates open for business. And this right here, this is the happily ever after. The benefits are just incredible. You don't just stop the food coma, you get a steady stream of clean-burning energy all afternoon. And over time, your body becomes way more efficient. It takes the strain off your heart, and it massively improves your metabolic health for years and years to come. So I'll just leave you with this one thought. We're always looking outside ourselves, for the next energy drink or productivity hack. But what if the most powerful tool you have for all-day energy has been there this whole time, just waiting for you to use it?